We all know how exciting it is to see our game ideas come to life, but it's also crucial to validate these ideas as quickly as possible. This way we avoid wasting time on concepts that might not work as we expect. In this video, I'm going to show you how I prototype 2D platformers and metroidvania style games quickly. By prototyping, we can play around and quickly try out different ideas and level designs before committing to an idea. It's not just about speed, it's also about focusing on the real mechanics or feel of the game without getting hung up on the art and look. I'm going to demo this in the
Godot engine,
but the ideas and concepts of this will be engine agnostic, and you can apply this idea to whichever game engine you prefer. I have a brand new project with just 4 assets that I created. These are simply gray blocks that are 16 by 16 pixels. I put a unique colored border around each to distinguish them. The first thing I always like to do is start with a game node. So select other node and then select node and call it game. And then we're going to save this as game scene. The next thing we can do is create a 2D node inside our game scene. I will call this world and save it as a scene. I'm going to create a world folder to put this in. And then I'm going to create a scene folder inside the world folder. And then we're going to save it as world.scene. Now we can go into our world scene. Inside of our world scene, we're going to add a tile map. I'm going to call mine placeholder. So click on world, and we're going to search for tile map. Next, we're going to go over to the inspector and add a new tile set. Then click on the tile set so we can add a physics layer. Next, we're going to come to the bottom and click on tile set again. And we're going to drag our 4 placeholder blocks to create tile sets. And click yes. Next, we need to set up physics for these. These first 2, we're going to select reset to tile shape so our player will collide with the entire tile. Come down to physics, physics layer, and then we're going to click on the 3 dots and click reset to tile shape. And we're going to do the same thing for the danger placeholder. Select on the tile, come down to physics. For your door, it will probably depend on the game you are making on whether or not the player can pass through it. If you were doing a metroidvania style game, you could add physics to the door to prevent the player from passing that point until they find a way to unlock it. But for this demo, we're going to leave physics off the door. Now, for the platform, we're going to only give it a one-way collision. This way, the player can jump through it from underneath and still stand on it. Click on the platform placeholder. Click on the tile. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to select reset to default tile shape. Then we're going to scroll down and check one-way collision. Let's add a basic player to move around and test our world. Click on world. We're going to add a character body 2D. We're going to call this player and save it as a scene. We're going to go back up to our root and we're going to create a player folder. And then inside of here, we're going to create a scene folder. We're going to save our player scene as player.scene inside player/scene. Now we can go into our player scene. First thing we're going to do is add a sprite 2D. And we're just going to give it the
Godot
icon that comes with every project. Click on the icon and drag it over here. We're going to scale our icon down to 0.3. So go to transform, scale, and in here we're just going to select 0.3 and hit enter. Next, we're going to add a collision shape to our player. So click back on player, and we're going to add a collision shape 2D. And if we zoom in to our player and come to the inspector, we're going to select a new shape and we'll do a rectangle. Now we can save this and then click back on player and we're going to add a script. We're going to use the basic movement logic that comes with
Godot
We're going to save this under the script folder. So go up to player, create a new folder, call it script, and then we're going to save it as player.gd inside player/script, and then create. And we're going to leave this file just as it is, but we're going to give it a class name so that we can reference it later. Let's go back to our world scene and add a camera that will follow our player. So we're going to click on world, we'll click add camera. Next, let's click on the player node, click the plus again, and we're going to do a remote transform 2D. Make sure the remote transform 2D is under the player and make sure it is selected, and we're going to come over to the inspector, and for remote path, we're going to assign our camera to that. I also want to make one little adjustment to our Windows settings. So let's go to Project, Project Settings, make sure we're under the General tab, down to Display, Window, click on Advanced Settings so it shows us more options. And then in the stretch mode, we're going to set it to Canvas Items, and then you can just click Close. Now let's use what we have to start prototyping or grayboxing a platformer level. We're going to click on Placeholder, make sure we're on 2D. I'm going to show you now with these tiles that we have how quickly and easily you can prototype a level. So if we click on just the base block placeholder and you click on it, if you have the pencil selected, you'll kind of see how it just kind of does this, which could be very monotonous and take you a long time to build a level. If you click on the rect, you can click and hold, and then you can just make like that. And the other cool thing is if you use the right mouse click and drag, you can erase. So you can just easily add and remove, and you can do that with any of the blocks. You just make sure, with any of the tile maps I mean, and you just make sure the rect is selected. So I'm going to show you real quickly how we can use that to quickly just build out a basic level. So this is just a rough outline, and now we can take the danger blocks and we can add some areas that we want to damage the player if the player were to fall on them or hit them. And we can do something similar. Just click and hold the left mouse click, and you can see now we have some red areas. And then we're going to do the door. We'll say the door is going to be right here. Same thing, make sure rect selected, and you can just click and drag. And then we'll go down to platforms. And remember, these are one-way collisions. The player can jump from underneath onto it, and he can stand on them. I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to use Movie Magic now to show you a completed level, so you don't got to sit and watch me go through this whole thing. Well, Movie Magic can only do so much, and this is the best I got. So hopefully you were more creative than me and came up with something better. But for demo purposes, this is going to serve our needs just fine. So first thing we need to do is actually move our player down here. Okay, now we can run the game. If you didn't change your key bindings, it's going to be the arrow keys left and right, and then the space bar to jump. So one thing you're going to notice right off the bat is if we come in the danger area, obviously nothing happens. And you can see we can jump through the platforms just fine how we expect, right? One way. We can land on them. And then if we come up here, another thing you'll notice is, yeah, nothing happens near the door either. So let's fix that now. Let's close our game. And we're going to create a new scene. We'll make it a other node and do an area 2D here. We're going to call this damage area. And we can go ahead and save this scene. And we're going to put it in our world in scenes folder and call it damage area scene. The next thing we need to do is add a collision shape to this. So click on the plus and do a collision shape 2D. And then come over to the inspector and just select new rectangle shape. Then you can go ahead and save that. And now we need to add a script to our damage area. So click on damage area and click attach script. Click on the little folder so we can select where to put it. We're going to go up, and then we're going to create a folder called script. So we're going to save it in world/script, and we're going to call it damagearea.gd. Then you can click create. So we're actually going to remove the ready and the process because we don't need them for this. Okay, and then if you make sure the damage area is selected, we're going to come over to node, do signals, and we're going to select body entered. So double click that and then click connect. And now we have a function that will run anytime a body enters this area. And we are simply going to say if body is player, capital P. And for this use case, we're just going to print hurt player. You would obviously add logic into your game that's connected to the health controller, but for this case, we're just going to print it out. If you notice that it's not recognizing the player, it might be you forgot to add the class name player to the player script. Okay, we now have our signal connected. Let's go back to our world, and we need to click on 2D, and then we need to add our damage scene to this scene. So if we zoom in here, we're going to want to put it right around here. So click on damage scene and just drag it into here. And you can click on the scale mode or hit S. You can just rescale this to what we need. And then if you need to move it, you can either click W or just click up here on the move mode button, and that'll allow you to go from scaling it to moving it. And we'll just put it right about there for testing. So save this and then run our game. Right. And then if we come over here, and then we fall into the lava, you can see down here in our console, hurt player. So now every time we hit the damage area, the player will be hurt. Likewise, for the doorway, we can do the same thing. Let's go through the same process. We're going to add a new scene, click Area 2D. We can call this door area. Save this, world/scene/door area. We're going to add a collision shape to this. We're going to come over to the inspector. We're going to add a new rectangle shape 2D. Click save, and then we're going to click on doorway again. We're going to add a script. We're going to go up a folder, so we're in world, and then go down into script, and then save it doorarea.gd. I'll click create, and same things before, we can delete these, we don't need them. And then click on our door area 2D, come over here to the node, click on signals, and then do body entered again. Connect. And we're going to just do the same logic for this case. If body is player, print player entered doorway. Go ahead and save that. Then we come back to our world. Search down here for door area scene. We'll zoom out. And then we'll just add our door right here. And that's good enough. We'll save that and let's test it. Let's run this game. And there you go. Player entered doorway. Well, I suppose